Good afternoon, everyone. Father Marshall Shelley here. I'm a little late with the vlog this week. There's a reason for that. We had a bit of a storm on Wednesday into Thursday, and I, like many of us in this area, wound up with some flooding in my basement. As well, there were some things to do in terms of reaching out to neighbors who had some more severe damage to their homes. So in the midst of all of the challenges of that, and in the midst of the challenges of parish ministry, we had to put a couple things on the back burner. The vlog and the blog were two of those. However, it gave me time for pause and reflection, and really to take some time in thinking about what I wanted to say. As well, I'm kind of glad we waited, because we received an announcement on Thursday that our diocesan bishop, Chip Stokes, has made the decision to announce his retirement. Now, I'll explain what that means in a few moments, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that the Diocese of New Jersey website is carrying his letter that explains the process, and also there'll be messages from the president of the Standing Committee, Father Ed Zelli, who is the rector at St. Luke's Metuchen here in this convocation, the Northern Convocation, and we look for their guidance and support and leadership as we enter into this time of transition. This means a change for the entire diocesan community, as well locally for St. Peter's. It will be felt in different ways over the coming months, and we will be exploring that together. Speaking of the mission and ministry of St. Peter's, we have a couple of things coming up in the next few weeks. We are closed on Monday for Labor Day. I hope you have an opportunity to take a moment to reflect on the gifts of what it means to have good work, and also to do everything we can to support people as they seek to find good work in this culture and community. Please do as well enjoy a Sabbath rest if you are so able, and think of those who must work on Labor Days in order to provide essential services. We are going to reopen our thrift shop after a Sabbath break. They have been closed the past week and a half, and will be opening again on September 7th. That's Tuesday after Labor Day. We will also be looking forward on September 12th to opening to 2 services. Please bear with us as we try that out. One of the things that you can do individually to support this transition back to 2 services is explore a call and discern possibly a role in either ushering or altar guild or lectoring, and many ways we can serve at the altar and support our fellow St. Peter's folks as we seek to gather and worship. We need that support and we need that participation. So if you've been waiting for that moment to consider whether to put your toe in again on a ministry that you've done for a while, this may be your moment. If there's something that you've been looking at for a while and have wondered you might want to give it a try, this may be your moment. You can contact myself, you can contact Laura Bonamici with the Altar Guild, you can contact John Hamilton with the Ushers, and if you're interested in lecturing, you can speak to John or myself. And we're happy to talk to you about the opportunities for service in Christ in our worship ministries. We are also starting to think about what it means to prepare for our first capital project in quite a while. We are getting ready to break wall, if you will, on a new bathroom renovation project. This will place an ADA compliant bathroom where the old prep room, the old rector's office, now the children's toy room in our thrift shop, that will be going in there. We're going to hopefully begin that at the onset of November. We have some plans to put in place with regard to the thrift shop and also our own programs and parish ministries. We'll keep you apprised of that as well. One significant pastoral thing that's going to be happening is that we are going to be altering the trajectory and use of our parish prayer list. For a long time, we have maintained this list of intercessions and thanksgivings. We remember those for whom prayers have been requested. We give thanks for anniversaries. We give thanks for birthdays. And also, we always make it a point to remember those members of the armed services who are known to us as they continue to serve our country and to do everything they can to defend both border and also hearts and souls around the world. So what's going to happen is that we are going to be doing a call down on the list and getting in touch with all the folks with whom we have contact for folks on the prayer list. They will have an opportunity to renew those names on the prayer list and give us an opportunity to stay in touch pastorally to make sure we can monitor progress of folks on the prayer list and also to know when to cycle them off. There are several names that are just sort of there on the prayer list. We're not quite sure who put them there, and really, in some cases, for what reason they are there. They're going to be coming off, but if there's somebody that slips off the prayer list that you know of, that you offer prayers with intention for, please feel free to contact the parish office and let us know how we can support you in prayer, support that person in prayer, and also make sure that we are covering all the bases. This idea behind this prayer list revision is not so much to pare down the list, but to do everything we can to stay focused on the list so that we are holding up every name to God with intention and with focus and with knowledge of what we can do to offer our best support. This gets me to this next step, which is the word for the week, and the word is sound. Sound has been with me throughout the past week as I've pondered this message, and it impacts in different ways. You know, I find myself as we go through these challenging weather events asking whether my home, our church, our community are sound enough to weather the crises that we face. You know, do we have the fortitude? Do we have the resources? Do we have the resolve? Do we have the will in place to be able to embrace the challenges that come before us and then get through those and work together to find solutions and to recover? That's one piece of being sound. Also being sound of body. You know, we need to be very careful as this pandemic continues to open new ways for us to be more mindful of how we can care for each other and what we are called to do to make sure that body and mind and heart are sound, to care for our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, and our spiritual health. So being of sound mind, body, spirit, and soul, that's important too. It also is important to take soundings, to measure those aspects of ourselves, see where the depth lies in us and how we can do more to be certain that we know how deep we are, how deep we need to go in any given situation, and where we're going from here. And also finally, and this is quite alarming because most of us went through it, there's the sound of crisis. For Laura and I, it was the sound of dripping water in our basement. We heard that, and I headed downstairs and spent the night with the wet vac and tending the sump pump. For my neighbor, unfortunately, it was the cracking of her foundation. She heard a sound and went to check it out and found the damage, and in her mind, in her rendition of that, saw the wall coming at her. My heart breaks for them as they go through that, but I ask you to call to mind also those sounds that have given alarm. There's also the sounds that bring comfort, the sound of the heartbeat of someone we love, the sound of a child's laugh, the sound of good humor and good spirit and good stories being shared, the sound of birds and bugs in the late summer days as the eventide rises that give a sense of peace and quietude. Sound can reassure us and center us and remind us that we are not alone and we are at a place that is peaceful and safe. As we move through this period of transition with the calling and election of a new bishop to the Diocese of New Jersey, we're going to be taking soundings of our diocese, soundings of our hearts, our cultures, our spirits, what it is we are called to understand ourselves as, and what we are called to become as Christ continues to invite us more profoundly into the dream that God has for us. So bear with as we begin to open this process to you. It will begin with the election of representatives in our parish to go to a convocation meeting at which members of this bishop's search committee will be elected from our convocation to join representatives of other convocations and form the core of the bishop's search committee. That will then be enhanced by appointments from the council and standing committee and several other bodies. But the idea behind this is to contain the most effective and broad representation across the diocese of individuals who can best represent our diversity, represent our spirit, represent our cultures. We need to say that plurally here in the Diocese of New Jersey, represent our localities and our understandings of what we are called to in mission. So I invite you to join me as we take a sounding of our life and ministry together and be with us as we go on. And we'll see you on Sunday. Take care and God bless. Oh, and if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for when we post content. We've been a little infrequent this week because of the vicissitudes of weather, but we hope to be regular as September and the program and ministry year commence. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.